Hey, what's going on, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to make this movie review of Dead Presidents. And in case y'all don't know about this movie, this is probably one of my personal favorites. I'll put it like that. This movie came out in 1995. It's directed by the Hughes brothers. And if y'all not sure who it is, I'll put all that in the description box. And I'm going to flip this thing over. And it stars Larenz Tate, Keith David, Chris Tucker. Is it in the Bush, right? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. She's a pretty woman, by the way. Bokeem Woodbine, Freddie Rodriguez, and of course a bunch of other people that's in this film. Clifton Powell plays a low role in there. And this is the real deal. I have the DVD, for those that's wondering. I should have shown it on Choices, but it is what it is. But this is one of those movies, and before I make a synopsis of this movie, I'm going to start making more urban movie reviews, I guess to say, or movies like that, or DVDs that's kind of hard to find, or Blu-ray, whatever the case it is. It'll be movies that a lot of people don't really put their reviews on like that, or possibly I might just put the movie review out because I really enjoy it. All right, so with that being said, let's go with the review of it. So the movie starts off with the Larenz Tate character, who's Anthony. Chris Tucker plays as Skip, and some other cats on there. I'm not sure who they are, or I think I said the name before. But anyway, they're getting ready to graduate from high school, and they're pretty much trying to decide what they want to do with their life. And Anthony decides, instead of just going to college like everybody else, he decides to join the Marine Corps. And his parents, unfortunately, don't approve of it, you know what I mean? Or his family, I should say. Because he said he didn't really want to go to college. He wanted to do something different, Like I said, his family didn't like that. And he got in a relationship with a woman on the movie named Juanita. And they did some things, and they wind up having a child, or she was pregnant before he went to war. Now, keep in mind, this goes back in the late 60s, early 70s. That's when it takes time. So he went to the service, and he went to war in Vietnam, you know what I'm saying? And throughout this film, you'll see how he changed his ways, his mentality changes and everything throughout the film. So he went to war. Skip surprisingly went with him to war, who was Chris Tucker's character. The guy who plays, I cannot remember his name, but I guess he's Puerto Rican or something like that. I can't remember. But they all went to the war and everything else. And then the guy named Cowboy, who's played by Terrence Howard, he's on there as well. Kirby, who's played by Keith David, he does an awesome job playing. He works for this pool hall that he works in. Now, I'm not going to get too much in depth with the movie, but because I don't want to ruin it, I'll take any spoilers out. So basically, to sum this all off, this is a really great film. This is probably one of my personal favorites, like I said before, that came out in the 90s or 95. And this is one of the films that you really feel the pain of a black man. And I don't want to put race in that, but this is basically what it's about. And it's also based on a true story that the guy who was the main character, put on face paint to disguise themselves when they was doing some things. All right. So in case y'all were wondering what I'm going to rate this movie, out of a 10, I'll give it an 8.5 to a 9. If some say that this is a classic film, I will agree with you as well, because this is also one of my favorite films coming up as a child. And this is a movie that really doesn't get old, man. Like, I can watch this movie like once a week and still won't get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? It's on some dark comedy. It has some comedy involved, but it's more of a drama, struggling type situation and things of that nature. Larenz Tate did an awesome job. Chris Tucker, Keith David, you know, everybody else did their part, you know, as far as like acting. One of my favorite scenes on this film here, is when Anthony's trying to decide what he want to do with his life, man. Like, he got some things happen to him, and he's like in a situation that he can't get out of. He's basically at rock bottom. I'm not going to explain why. You got to watch the movie. And I feel this scene because it's like, I've been through that before, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that I don't go back to that again. So to me, that's one of my favorite, most powerful scenes. And then you got a funny scene where Anthony basically retaliated. For those that seen the film knows what I'm talking about. It's funny as hell. All right. So that's it. If you haven't seen this film before, this is a must watch, and it is exactly as described on the front cover. Wow, action, excellent, powerful. That's exactly what it is, you know. So that's it. Check this movie out when you get a chance. You can check some of the scenes on YouTube if you're not familiar with how the movie is. All right. So that's it. Shout out to the Hughes brothers. Shout out to everybody that was a part of this film. And that's pretty much a wrap. Much love to the real folks. And I'll be on here back with another review. All right. Peace out, guys.